Hello, Dr. John Fagan. You're a geneticist, and next April you're going to be giving a talk at the International Ayurveda Congress in Holland. You've been overseeing a recent research study at Maharishi University of Management in Fairfield, USA, which looks at how the practice of Transcendental Meditation can change our response to stress on the genetic level. Is this study completed and published?
The research is finished. It's been published in the dissertation of one of the students here who we guided, and it's now being written up into at least 2, probably 3 or 4 different papers that will be published. So it's in process. The research is complete. It's in process, and there's other research going on. So it's quite diverse at this point. Quite exciting,
Did the study look at how our genes respond to stress before, then after somebody learns to meditate? Or did it compare groups of meditators with groups of non-meditators?
Yeah. Well, what we did in this study was that we just compared a group of long-term meditators with a group of age-matched and sex-matched diet, where they live, Midwest U.S., all of that. Very closely matched group of people who do not practice TM and who have never practiced that technique or anything like that, basically.
So similar lifestyle, similar diet, similar socioeconomic circumstances, that sort of thing.
Right. So they're very closely matched groups. And then we isolated white blood cells from both groups, and we looked at the messenger RNAs that were present in the white blood cells and asked, are there any differences? And we looked at all of the genes and looked for all of the possible messenger RNAs that are present in a human being. That's about 22,000 genes. And we looked at all of them, and for each one we asked a simple question. Is it turned on or off or not changed in meditators? And what we found is that out of all 22,000 genes, there are 74 that are either significantly turned on or off during meditation. There are 18 that are upregulated or turned on, and there are 56 that are downregulated or turned off to some extent in meditators. And then we, because of everything that's known about the human genome, we could identify exactly which genes those 74 genes are, exactly what they do, what their role is. And when we looked at them, we discovered, well, all of these genes that are involved in inflammation, in the stress response, in response to cancer threats, and also cardiovascular, big changes in cardiovascular genes as well. So that's what we did.
So with the regular practice of this technique, you have some gene expressions which are upregulated, and with some they're downregulated. Were these changes positive in every single case, or are there some negatives there as far as health is concerned?
It's quite interesting. Now, this may sound biased because, of course, I'm very enthusiastic about TM, but we did not find negative effects on the genetic level or on the gene expression level when we looked. All of the genes that we were able to group the genes that were changed into pathways, regulatory pathways. And there were 3 main pathways. There were 3 or 4 others as well. But if we look at those, we see consistently positive effects, or the indications of positive effects. In other words, why are the genes involving a stress response reduced in meditators? And the answer is, well, meditators deal with stress through meditation, reducing the levels of stress in their physiology. And therefore, the cells of the body don't have to deal with so much of the, of the effects of stress on the biochemical and physiological level. And so the stress response is generally more subdued in meditators simply because they're not as stressed. It's quite interesting.
Fascinating. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Fagan, and looking forward to your talk in April.